Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Asnan's Cricket World. Well, yesterday was an incredible performance yet again from South Africa, as they completely dominated New Zealand, and they were completely in their best form. And it was initially it was supposed to be in an eager contest between South Africa and New Zealand, because New Zealand have had an upper hand over South Africa in the last 5 World Cup matches, where they have won 5 in a row, with also eliminating South Africa from 2 World Cup matches, first in the semi-final and earlier in the quarter-final in 2011 and the semi-final in 2015. And it was anticipated to be a very even contest. But South Africa have been just in brilliant batting form. New Zealand won the toss, and surprisingly, or not surprisingly, maybe decided to put South Africa into bat. And surprisingly, because South Africa have been brilliant at batting first. And New Zealand might have thought they have a good chance, considering they almost chased down 388 against Australia in the last game. So they backed themselves to chase. And but South Africa, as usual, started off in an aggressive manner yet again, although they lost Temba Bavuma early on, who hasn't been amongst the runs. But if he is in a side having such legends as Quinton de Kock, who played an absolute blinder of an innings yet again, getting to his 4th century in this tournament, and he has been in exhilarating form. And this was an absolute blinder of an innings from Quinton de Kock, playing another all-rounder wicket, and was almost brutal against both pace and spin. And to support him, Rassie van der Tussen played an absolute great hand as well. He was excellent as well, getting to his century as well with 133. And together with de Kock, he put up a brilliant 200-run partnership. And they put the New Zealand attack to the swords, which looked very much undercooked today, because they lost Matt Henry to an injury and had a lot of people going down with injuries, and it was not a great sight for New Zealand. They were left a little bit jagged out there. And then it was the Miller show. David Miller came in and he blasted out, along with Henrik Clausen, they blasted out the last 5 overs. They just were brutal enough, and they finished up at 357 for 4 in their 50 overs, yet again crossing 350 for the all the times they've batted. They've gone past 350 once, apart from Australia. They have gone all of the matches gone past 350, and yet again they put New Zealand attack to the swords. And it was another terrific display of batting from South Africa. Well, in pursuit, New Zealand were expected to fight hard for this, but their batting they couldn't recover from this onslaught from South Africa, and the South African bowlers kept the discipline, kept the lines, and they were just too brutal. At one stage, New Zealand were reeling at 109 for 7, but Glenn Phillips gave them a bit of a sensibility to the score, but it wasn't enough. He made 60. With getting 4 sixes, and but apart from him, nobody really got going for New Zealand, and they were dismissed for 167, losing by 190 runs, which affected their run rate in a way, and has opened doors for Pakistan, because if Pakistan can beat New Zealand on Saturday now, they have a very good chance of creating an upset, and making it might just sneak through if they can beat New Zealand, and hope that other matches go their way. So this will be a nice. So it also opens doors for Afghanistan and Sri Lanka, although it's slightly less for Sri Lanka, because they have just 2 games to go against tough games against India and also against Sri Lanka. So this is against New Zealand. So let's see what happens. But Pakistan will be fancying their chances now, Although after losing 4 games in a row and not being at their best in this tournament, they are hoping for another. But we never know with Pakistan. New Zealand, on the other hand, have looked a little undercooked after getting to a winning start, but after losing against India and then to Australia, they didn't look at all at their best today. Against South Africa, they were bowled too many short deliveries and I think they were burnt out by some injuries to their premier bowlers. Tim Southee looked undercooked. Apart from Trent Boult, no bowler really looked threatening with Matt Henry going down. Mitchell Santner also bowled better, but not at the level they expect him to bowl at. But it was a little shoddy performance from New Zealand. They also didn't show up with the bat either, and they will have to correct this come Saturday, because if they have to also reeling by the absence of Kane Williamson, who is battling an injury. Let's see if he is fit enough to come back. So it will be an exciting day of cricket on Saturday if New Zealand can get, if Pakistan can get 1 over New Zealand. This may make things interesting, and they have a good chance now because New Zealand looked a little jagged. But let's see if what happens in the next few games. Today it's going to be India versus Sri Lanka, and India are at the top of the table with 12 points along with South Africa, and they are look a side which is on the high. They have been have clicked all boxes. Their batting has clicked, although last game they just a bit struggled, but their bowling has fired on all cylinders. Particularly the arrival of Mohammad Shami in the lineup has created a big impact. He's been absolutely devastating with the ball. Bumrah, Kuldeep Yadav, and Mohammad Siraj, they all fired at in the right cylinders. They might be dealing with the absence of Hardik Pandya in the middle order, but they still have a player like Surya Kumar Yadav who can give them the much needed impetus at the end. So it will be an exciting game of cricket. Sri Lanka, on the other hand, they lost last game to Afghanistan, which might have hampered their chances, but they still would fancy. If they can get 1 over India, they might consider themselves in a good position. But it will be a hard opposition for Sri Lanka. They will be firing at all cylinders. But India are the firm favourites to win today. Let's see if that happens or not. This World Cup is heating up, and let's see how things pan up in the last couple of matches. And we'll be back with some more match analysis, and let's hope for the best.